Welcome back. So good to see all of you. It's a great day in the neighborhood. All is well. Yes, all is well. Yes, things are well. Glad to be in the house of the Lord one more time. I was going to sing a song, but it's not a night to sing. So it's great. Exactly. 'Cause London Bridge is falling down, falling down. Good to see all of you all online. If you're watching online, come on, drop a comment. Tell me what city you're calling in from. Um, this is not a radio broadcast, uh, but yes. Sorry, I'm focused. Squirrel. All right. Another day's journey. Another day in the neighborhood. All right. So glad to see all of y'all. Good evening. Good to see you all the way from Gaffney, all the way from Charlotte. Good to see you all. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. So many great things are happening for and around us, and we are glad about it. They call in from Nigeria. I know who that is. All right. Good deal. Let's pray. I can be focused, Lord. Thank you for your word. Thank you for life. Thank you for another day. Thank you that it's warmer inside than it is outside. We're grateful for all the small things now. But Lord, open your word up to us, cause us to be able to understand it and retain it. And we'll give you praise and glory. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right. Got a little doozy today. Got a little doozy. I need you all to try to cooperate with me. If you're watching online, this might be a little difficult before you, but if you're in our TV land audience, um, TV land, I want to read the condensed version of all these accounts. Of course, we've been studying the feeding of the 5,000, and we are committed to feeding 5,000 people this year. So I want to. I want to give you the condensed version. So what you might want to do is if you have multiple people at your table, have one person pull up. There's 4 different accounts. There's Matthew 14, there's Mark 6, Luke 9, and John 6. Matthew 14, the cake lady just arrived. Matthew 14, Mark 6, Luke 9, and then John 6. Mm-hmm. All right. You're going to need all those. I'm asking you to have different accounts. So if one person has Matthew, get somebody else to find Mark, if somebody finds. Now, the two that differ the most, Mark is real good, and John gives you some, well, they all have different details. They all give you some details that are not in the other. But again, Matthew chapter 14, it's in there. Matthew 14, if you're watching online, just pick a version, because I don't know what to tell you. Matthew 14, and Matthew 14 is around, let me see. Yes, so again, yes, thank you. So to reiterate, it's Matthew 14, Mark 6, Luke 9, and John 6. All right. I'm doing this intentionally. I want to give all the context. Good to see you, Pastor CJ. Good to see you, Pastor Corey, Pastor Tasha. Pastor CJ, people don't came back. You don't know how to come back. I'm just I'm not gonna touch. He go get me. Folk come back in town. He can't see you no more. I don't blame you, brother. All right. Yes. So now there's different parts or components of this context I want to go through. There is the actual feeding of the 5,000. But before the feeding of the 5,000, he sends the disciples out, the 12 out, and he also they come back, and also is when John dies. So the disciples are sent out. John, if I wasn't so distractible. All right. So it's so again, there's going to be different components. There is the feeding, not the feeding. He sends the disciples out. John dies, and there's a whole account for that. There's the feeding of the 5,000. And then, I wish you got to be here to see what's happening. 'Cause it's some people are not good with technology. But our people that are not good with technology are not having a problem tonight. It's the people that should know better. Amen. All right. So that's that. I'm sorry if you're watching online. It's a hoot happening around here, and I wish I could explain it, but wish you were here. We got a lot of people online. Oh, we got about 2,000 people online. So good to see all of you on tonight. All right. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read my condensed account, but I want to give you what's happening. So as I'm reading, you'll understand why. Again, the context. There's a feeding of the 5,000, but before that, we're going to start with he sends the disciples out with power. They go out to every city and village. Oh, we got rid of it. Then John dies. They notify him that John dies, and they also come back after ministering to all the people. It's still off. Great. Then there's the feeding of the 5,000, and then after the benediction of the 5,000 is when he walks on water and they go into the storm. All right, so I'm giving you because I'm going to read the condensed version. So what I'm going to read now is Matthew 14, Mark 6, Luke 9, and John 6 all combined. And what I mean by combined, the details that are left out of one are brought in from another. And the ones that are left, so I'm combining them all to where they all are one fluid narrative. Everybody with me so far? The reason I wanted you to have the different accounts at your table, because you'll see some stuff left out, and then it'll chime in. So as you're following along with where I am, you'll be able to kind of go from there. All right? Good deal. I hope I'm clear with what I'm trying to do. All right. I'm going to read it, but I'm also kind of make sure that you understand what's happening. All right. So now, here's the whole thing. Then he called his 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all devils, to cure diseases, and he sent them to preach the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. That's 4 things. And he said unto them, take nothing for your journey. Don't take staves, which are a plural for staff. Don't take a script. Don't take bread. Don't even take money. Don't even take an extra coat. And whatsoever house you enter, there abide and stay there until you depart. And whosoever will not receive you, when you go out of that city, shake the very dust from your feet for a testimony against them. So I'm sending you out with power to do 4 things. Wherever you go, don't take anything. Don't take extra money. Don't take anything. But when you go, because I'm sending you, that city should receive you. And because of how they view hospitality back then, if you came into a city and you were a guest, they would actually invite you into their home. So stay in their home, and then whoever invites you in, stay at their house until your revival there is finished. If no one receives you, shake the dust off from your feet as a testimony against that city. All right? I am reading the condensed version of all 4 narratives, which is why I want everyone to have different versions on your table so you can say, oh, okay, all right. So I'm not reading from a specific one because I'm combining them all. Now, if I told you every time I was switching accounts, it would be convoluted. So I'm just going to read them all, and then you try to chime in and see what is left out of your account. So if you're in John, there's going to be some stuff that you may not see. If you're in Matthew, there may be stuff you may not see. All right? So yes. All right. I know it may be a little confusing for people who are concrete thinkers, like just tell me exactly where I am. But I'm trying to combine it all. All right? But I know some people are a little distracted because they're trying to. All right. So that's the account of him sending the disciples out. Prophet is without honor in his own home. All right, now here we go. After that, then we're going to the account of Herod. And King Herod, the tetrarch, which means it's four, his region, he's one of four rulers or kings. When it says king, he's not really a king, he's really a governor. But they're saying King Herod because they gave him the fake title. Rome gave him the fake title of king. Rome is in control of the whole territory. Everybody with me so far? All right, now, the King Herod, the tetrarch, this is not Herod the Great. This is his son, Herod Archelaus. For his name was spread abroad, and of all that was done by him. This talk about Jesus. So, and King Herod heard about Jesus, and then Herod says this, John have I beheaded, but who is this of whom I hear such things? And he was perplexed, because it was said of some that John was risen from the dead. If you're in Mark, you should see where I am. All right, that John was risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. Others said, this is Elijah. Others said, this is that prophet, or that one of the old prophets that are risen again. And he desired to see him. So what just happened here, Herod hears about the works of Jesus, and he's like, wait, the last time I heard about somebody doing miracles, that was John, but I killed John. Somebody said, well, it may not be John, it could be Elijah. Somebody else said it may not be Elijah, it could be one of the old prophets that is resurrected like Moses. Nevertheless, he desires to see him. So in other words, Herod says, I want to see, let me see who this guy is. Of course, Herod won't be able to see him until the crucifixion. All right? Now, that's the context of Herod. One version then goes into this where it talks about why Herod thinks that John has resurrected, because he feels guilty. Now I'm getting ready to go into that account. All right. For Herod himself had sent forth, so it's now, you got to think movie. They're not foreshadowing back. I think this is in Mark. I believe it's a Markan account. And for Herod himself had sent forth and laid a hold upon John and bound him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife, for he had married her. So there's four brothers. There's Herod Archelaus, but then there's Philip. They all take a piece of this whole, when I said tetrarch, that's four, everybody with what I'm saying. So his brother marries a chick, a lady named Herodias. Herodias is married to Philip, Herod's brother. If your girl starts switch, so he took her. John finds out about it and starts preaching against their marriage. Herod says, well, actually Herodias says, he's getting on my nerves. So what she does, he won't kill John, because look what the text says. For it is not lawful for thee to have your brother. So John is preaching against Herod. It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. And if you're going to be a king of the Jews, you have to follow and abide by the laws of the Jews, though Herod's not even a Jew. Therefore, Herodias had a quarrel against him and would have killed him. So she was going to kill him. But she could not, for Herod feared John, knowing that he was a just man and a holy man, and so all he could do was just observe him. And when he heard him, he had many things and heard him gladly. So in other words, when he heard John preach, he was like, oh, you're a good preacher. I like your word. But he's not going to kill him, though his wife want him dead. Keep going. And when a convenient day was come, that Herod on his 49th birthday made a supper to his lords, high captains, and chief estates of Galilee. This took place in Machaerus. Now this, I'm adding a little context. You ain't going to find this in your text. All right, so now let me pause there. Since he can't kill him, he had him arrested. So in other words, as long as I can quiet you, I'm all right. But now that I have you arrested in my prison, there's the state prison, and then there's the king's prison. He actually goes and listens to John preach. So though you preach him against my marriage, everything else you say I like. The rest of the stuff, All right, so John is in prison. John's ministry was only a few months. All right, John's ministry was only a few months, but he grew up in the wilderness. Though, who is John's parents? And Zacharias. They were rich. But he grew up in the wilderness. So he chose a life of paupery. Because if he's growing up in the wilderness, that's where it says he's wearing camel skins and eating locusts and honey. All right. He's also supposed to be a priest. So he should be walking out the priesthood because his father was a priest. But he forfeited that to live a, all right. Now, John is in prison. John is in prison. But now, while John's in prison, when it was a convenient day, they hear it. Now, your version doesn't say this, but this it happens. Historians say that it was his 49th birthday. All right, his 49th birthday, he has a supper to his lords, his high captains, and his chief estates of Galilee. But this is going to take place in a place called Machaerus, which is where his kingdom was. I'm going to say this because this is what it was. It was a strip party. I moved on. All right, great. And when Salome, who is Herodias' daughter, here's the bad part. She's only around 14 or 15. Yes. The 14-year-old daughter of said Herodias came in and danced. Now, here's the thing. You need to go study this for yourself. It's called the Dance of Seven Veils. It's a Dance of Seven Veils. It's good stuff. All right, the Dance of Seven Veils. That's this again, and the Dance of Seven Veils is it's an Eastern dance that is actually Magic City, Gentleman's Club. I'm trying to think of all the places I've seen on the street. So is that. The reason it's called the Dance of Seven Veils is because there's 7 veils that she's wearing, and as she's dancing provocateur, she's taking off a veil, which is why it provoked him to the place where, child, whatever you want, just whatever you want. All right? Now, it's the Dance of Seven Veils. I'm walking away because that could get a little messy. And please hear it. Now, and please hear it, and them that sat with him. The king said unto the damsel, ask of me whatever you will, and I will give it. And he sware unto her, whatsoever you ask, I will give it, even unto half. This is some kind of dance. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to be good. I said I wasn't going to cut up tonight. This is some kind of dance. Go find you 7 veils. All right, here we go. I'm trying to do right. All right. Now, I do have a spiritual side to this. I'm doing good. Y'all ain't going to push me over the edge. When we dance before the Lord, there is a spiritual power to dance. There are levels to dance. There is the little skedaddle, like, hey, come on, clap your hands, give God praise, click, check, start, hey. Then there's the, I really feel it, Then there is the, I have lost myself in the dance, that I'm almost entranced. That is the level of power in dance. Because even in witchcraft, there are individuals who do certain rituals to have access into certain realms. That is a power in the spiritual realm from dance. The reason we don't tap into it as much is because, one, some of us say, I don't like to dance. Others say, I can't dance. Others say, y'all go, that's not me. Y'all do that. So there's a power in the spirit realm that we have forfeited because of our own personal preference. If she can dance and get offered half of the kingdom, I want to say this, I wish I had 2 people to understand what I'm saying. If she can dance, be careful there, Reverend. If she can dance and get offered half the kingdom to a natural king, what kind of dance, y'all miss what I'm trying to tell you, what kind of dance can you offer that he'll offer you a portion of the kingdom? Everybody understand what I'm saying? All right, so now I'm going to clean it up. That's where I was trying to go. All right, that's good. All right, the power of praise. The power of praise. I cleaned it up real well now. Now I'm moving on because, I feel a little messy coming back. All right, now, 7 veils, please hear it. Now, Salome, that's her name, went forth to who? Her mama. What shall I ask? Herodias said, I know what you're going to ask for. Something I couldn't get on my own. The head of John the Baptist. She came in straightway in haste. Because as soon as he said, I swear, that means if a king says that means he can't go back on it. Because all his boys are looking. He goes, y'all read it. All right, came in straightway and hastened to the king, saying, I will that you give me in a charger. A charger is a big plate. The head. Now, this is gruesome. I want you to think about this. First of all, I don't want to see nobody be beheaded. Second of all, I don't want to see anybody's head just rolling around the ground. Third, if you're going to put it on a platter, that's real gruesome. I mean, you got to be real sick. She didn't say just kill him. She didn't say just behead him. She said bring it to me on a platter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to offer you a little conjecture. Who danced before Herod? What age did I tell you Salome was? 14. Ladies and gentlemen, just maybe, Salome was trained from a younger age on how to do this dance and groomed. And now on this special day, let me launch you as a special weapon. This was all a setup. She had been plotting, because what did it say? And Herodias quarreled with John, but could not kill him, semicolon, because Herod feared him. But now, in order to get it, and now to cover it up to where it ain't me, let her dance. All right, here we go. All right. Now, everybody all right? She came straightway and hastened to the king. And now watch this. The king was exceeding sorry. Yet for his oath's sake and for their sakes which sat with him, he would not reject her. So after she danced, and he's like, oh my, and still caught up, she runs to her mother and says, we got him. What do you want? Bring me the head of John the Baptist. She runs back in, tells him, and now, guess what happens? It says, and immediately the king sent an executioner and commanded his head be brought. And he went and beheaded him in the prison and brought his head in a charger and gave it to, now watch this. It's one thing for your mama to get it. They gave it to the girl. She asked for it, but that means she must be, for a 14-year-old girl, she must be, I want you to understand what I'm saying. She must be pretty trained and even have a level of wickedness herself to carry the charger that has a head on it back to somebody else. I don't even want to touch a dead mouse or nothing like that. You know, I'm like, but to take a charger that's right here and to carry it with fervor, right? Listen, she may not be the first time. This is different in these streets. All right, listen. All right, now, and brought his head in charger and gave it to the damsel, and the damsel gave it to her mother. And when his disciples heard of it, they came and took up his corpse and laid it in a tomb. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it. The body does not have a head. The disciples hear about it, so somebody from the prison must have told his disciples he's gone. Or when they came to visit him, they found out he's dead. They have to give him a proper burial because he's still a man of God. They take the body, they lay it in the tomb, And his disciples came and took the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. And the apostles gathered themselves together unto Jesus and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had been taught. All right? Everybody good so far? So that's, all right. Now, hey, friends, good to see y'all. All right, so now somebody help them. Y'all turn to John chapter 6. And then, yeah. And then one of y'all turn to Luke chapter 9. And then, yeah. All right, now, so two things have happened. The disciples have been sent forth with power. What four things did they were given power to do? Heal. What's the second one? Well, first one was power over what? Devils. The second was what? Diseases. The cure diseases. The third one was to preach. And the fourth one was to heal the what? The sick. Make sure you put that down. Because heal the sick must be different than cure diseases. So there must be a difference between your sickness, all manner of sickness, and disease. Some stuff is a disease, other stuff is a sickness. All right? We heal sickness, but we got to cure disease. All right? Now, the reason I'm making this emphasis is because we are on this side of modern medicine. So everybody in this room, if you got a headache, you take aspirin or take a leave. If you need to go, we all are used to modern medicine. Think about this time, there is no modern medicine. So they're all just practicing. All right? Good deal. All right. We all good. All right. Everybody all right? All right. Now, good to see you. Vivian Lawrence, good to see you all here. All right. Now, I'm now moving forward. John is dead. There is a reason why I'm making emphasis of this is because two of John's disciples are going to be following Jesus. So there's a relationship. I'm going to go there in a minute. Right now, again, for those who just joined us, I'm collapsing all four accounts into one. I'm reading them very fluid. Some accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, give you this little bit of smaller detail. This one give you this little smaller detail. And what I'm doing is bringing them all together so we can read them as one long story. The difficult thing for us is that most of us think logical. This story is like, and to try to bring all these together, that's a lot. That's studying when you're going to bring all four into one and then sort through it. Does that make any sense? All right, so that's what I'm trying to do now. I've been hesitant to do it, but now here we are tonight. It's going to be important for where I want to kind of pull out tonight as far as information. All right, now, they all return back to Jesus. They buried John. They've healed the sick. They've cured disease. They've preached the gospel of the kingdom. And they've cast out demons. Now they come back. They done spent the night at somebody's house. And watch this. They don't have no change of clothes. That means whatever they got at their house, or you sitting there saying, hey, let me go to the creek and wash my bloomers out. You then come back there. I'm telling y'all, because he told them, don't take what? I know two people over here failed. I know one person, because that means you have no change of clothes. I'm trying to give y'all, because again, we are very Western and very modern. If we go for a 2-day trip, I got to have about 5 change of clothes, just in case at night. I don't wear the same thing in the morning and wear at night. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And he says, all I want you to do is go do 4 things, but don't take anything. Now, here's another thing. For all my savers that don't like spending money, you good with this. But also the folk that like to at least have some, little stash just in case something happened, you in trouble because he said don't take no money. What you talking about, Willis? To not take any money, that means I am on total faith that somebody's going to look out for me. Y'all don't hear nothing I'm trying to tell you. Let's go through this again. Don't take extra clothes. Don't even take extra money. Don't take an extra coat. That means I have to only have what the power he gave me, his authority to go do it, and the faith that somebody, anybody, and You got to pray that the house that accepts you don't have roaches. And I hate to say roaches like that, but y'all know what I'm saying. All right. I have stayed in some places where I don't sleep underneath the covers because they don't feel right. The sheets don't feel just like, I just sit up in the chair. Yes, yes. I've been in some places where women give me some shower shoes. I think I'm gonna get gangrene in the toenails. Just like I've been in some places where you don't want to eat. You just say, "You want something to eat?" No, I'm fine. I just ate because. Oh God, and you are at the mercy of whoever. Watch this. The Lord's heart has touched to allow you to stay there as long as your assignment is there. That's a different kind of faith. I'm bringing this out because all of us that are called to do something, stop complaining because you will have a whole lot better than these 12 disciples that were sent 2 by 2 to all these villages, and you don't even know where you're going. All you have is the message and the power that he gave you to do a thing there. We good? Lord, just thank you for America. You never appreciate America until you go to one of these countries. Come on. Now, if you ever been to another country, you most times stay right on the edge of the coast. You're on the beach, like, oh, they held a retreat. They go to, oh, look at all the water. You go 3 miles in. Matter of fact, you go 10 minutes in. You really see how they live. You like, my God. Listen, I'm going to take 2 minutes for this testimony. Me and my wife were in, where did we go last, babe? DR. But we weren't in Punta Cana. We were in Santiago. But we weren't just in Santiago. We were like an hour and a half away from the airport. And they had an excursion, which was the excursion was it a horseback ride? No. We were trying to go see the waterfalls. And they're like, oh, they're beautiful. They are. But you got to get there. And we had to catch it wasn't an Uber. It was a guy that knew a guy. Yeah. He was like, yo, my friend, I got my guy. My guy's going to pick you up. Like, who's your guy? Carlos. Oh, okay, Carlos. Carlos took us to a street. And you ever been dropped off a place like, are you sure this is it? And my wife was like, I don't know. I was like, babe, we good. We done had been to 3 ATMs trying to find cash without, somebody hitting us upside the head. And we're now in a rural neighborhood where nothing looks like it has a sign that says anything about waterfalls. And all it is and nobody's employed because everybody's sitting there all day, sitting out here just spitting rice seeds out. You're just like, well, just like, and it was very unnerving, but it also gave me a better appreciation of being here. Because I had dogs looking at me like, yo, what you want? I'm like, no, bro, hey, we good, man. I'm just trying to go find a waterfall. We had to ride on horseback. No, not to the waterfall, to the place where the scout is going to take you. You don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. And listen, and the poor horse, because we were going up a cliff where it's like a creek and it's like slippery, and I was like, if this horse throw me off, Jesus. And he had to carry the weight of me and whatever else it was a lie. And it was way up in there. It was a lie. That was an excursion by itself. Huh? It was a lie, huh? And all what I'm saying is to just get me back to America. All right. I say that because that experience is what these people were going through. There is no Walmart. There is no CVS. There is no electricity. Your light is whatever lamp you have, and you better have enough oil, and oil is expensive. I learned this also. At night, you know how we just stay up and everybody be piddling? No, at night, everybody go to bed. Because guess what? There is no light. I'll do that in my next teaching. I'll tell you the difference between an insula, which is actually a Roman ghetto, and some of the housing that was actually in Palestine. Crazy. If you was thinking in an insula, was a Roman ghetto, which means it's like an 8-level high rise. The rich people at the bottom, the poor people at the top. The poor people don't have kitchens. The reason they don't have kitchens is because if you light something, it's a risk of a fire. So everybody ate down in the courtyard and had to share food, or they ate at vendors that were actually outside that were selling. That's a whole different culture. All right. Now, in Palestine, which is where we are now, they actually had little small huts that were made of stone, and they were cut out of bricks and then mud and everything. So again, oil is expensive, but that's how you fuel your light. Let's go through this again. Oil is expensive, but that's how you fuel your light. So remember the parable about the five foolish and the 5 wise. What it really was they refused to be stewards over their oil. So they had to go get more oil, but by the time they got back, they missed it. So it's thought that by historians and archaeologists is that they wouldn't spend a lot of their oil on light. So at night, you only use as much as you really need it, and after that, you cut it out because it's expensive. And watch this, people are not rich, they're not wealthy, they don't have a lot of money. They're selling whatever crafts they make, but you're hoping that somebody actually comes by, or you got to go to the nearest town to go sell it. And if y'all know anything about these vendors, they're just hoping somebody buy. You know, you buy one thing, they're like, okay, good, thank you, because that may be their only income for the week. You get what I'm saying? So we live a different life, because now when we leave here, some of us go to McDonald's, some of us go to Burger King, we just spend, but what if there's no fast food? When the vendors close, that's why in the text, they were like, send the people back before the shops close, because if the shops close and they haven't eaten, they're going to starve. That's different. All right, now, where was I? Good context, good detour. I came all the way from DR to Jerusalem. All right, here we go. Now, they made it back. Say, uh-huh. Now, he said unto them, now this is where everybody should find, he says unto them, come ye yourselves apart into the desert place and rest a while. They're actually going to a wilderness, a desert place in Bethsaida. For there were many people coming and going that they had no time to eat. I talked about that on Sunday. And they departed into a desert place belonging to the city called Bethsaida. So Bethsaida has 2 different sides. It's just like Gastonia. There is the city part of Gastonia, then there's like, we still in Gastonia? Like there's 2 different sides, it's just like that. This part right here is very rural. It's very open. It's not a lot of trees. I mean, it's not a lot of things going on. It's like we out here in the sticks. Country dog. All right, here we go. All right, now. They were coming and going. So now they go from Capernaum. I showed y'all the picture last week. They go from Capernaum to Bethsaida, which is like a 4-mile trek on boat, ferry. Everybody got me? All right, now. And they departed into a desert place belonging to the city called Bethsaida by ship privately over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. And a great multitude follow him. So they see him leave Capernaum, and guess what they start doing? Following him. Paparazzi. Everybody good? But how are they supposed to be going? Privately. But everybody's following them. We have a problem. All right, now, keep going. And the multitude saw them departing, and many knew him because they saw his miracles which he did on them that were diseased, and ran afoot thither out of all the cities, and out went them, and came together unto him. And Jesus, when he came out, now they are watching his boat go from here to there. They're following him on foot. They're watching his boat go from here to there, and they're following him on foot. So as they're following him on foot, there's more people gathering on, because it's not like, what's going on? Everybody knows it. Oh, there's a fight, or somebody's healing. Or what's going on? Why y'all running? So everybody and they don't have nothing to do, so guess what everybody does? Let's just go, because there's no entertainment. There is no movie theater. There is no TV. There is no phone. And matter of fact, if you got Verizon, you ain't got no phone today, no way. So, all right. Now, so you're going around, all right? Now, so they follow him. They go around afoot. All right, now. So by the time he gets off the boat, there's a crowd waiting on him. Say, uh-huh. All right, now, when he came out the boat, saw much people, and was moved with compassion toward them. What were they supposed to do over there? Rest, vacation. But as I said on Sunday, your vacation just got voided. Ain't that a mess? All right. Now, toward them because they were, now, here's why he had compassion upon them, because they looked like sheep not having a shepherd. Now, that would take me a little minute to kind of work what that is, because that actually means something even in regards to Old Testament and scriptural when it comes down to sheep without a shepherd. All right, now, because that points back to even Moses, because before Moses died, he wanted to make sure that the first illustration of that, Moses wanted to make sure that the people of Israel, that all came through, we're still in the wilderness, you say take them to the other side. He was getting ready, he knew he wasn't going to make it to the promised land. But what he begs God is, don't leave these people without a leader, because if you lead them without a leader, they will be like sheep without a shepherd. The only thing about sheep without a shepherd, there are sheep, when I say dumb, sheep can find themselves in dumb situations that they can't get out of. So they're gregarious, which means they stay in herds because they need someone to guide them. They're just pretty much they're just living. They're just living. You say lost. They don't know they lost because they didn't know where they were found. So all right. So now, sheep will find themselves. Watch this. If they tip over, they can't get themselves back over. That means pretty much you're just gonna die upside down. If they don't know what to eat and what not to eat, they only drink when the water's at a certain thing. So if they can't find that, then guess what? They have no defense mechanism at all. They ain't a fighter. They ain't nothing. They ain't got no. They don't have a horn. They don't have. They don't have venom on them. They don't have cyanide lace and fleece. They don't have nothing. It just, if you get one, you got them. And then here's the other thing: they die silently. So they suffer silently, so they'll die silently. I know you hear bad. That's something different. But if you attack them, they'll just cry, but they won't say anything. Right. So like when they say that's the illustration of Christ. He never said a mumbling word. What he's doing is showing you the correlation between how a sheep, a lamb or a sheep would die. All right. So now, which is why they need shepherds after his own heart that will lay down their life for the sheep. Psalm 23 is a very known psalm, but it's really the story of the year of a shepherd. It starts in green pastures. Then the valley of the shadow of death is when they have to go to higher plains. And the valley of the shadow of death is there are different kind of things that are out there waiting. The tableland is a higher place. It's like a plateau on a hill. It's a higher place. And then you end, and I may dwell in the house of the Lord. That means you made it all the way back. Through the year, you made it all the way back to that place. So it's Psalm 23, if you walk through it, is the year, it's the journey of a shepherd through a year, taking his sheep throughout that. So that's what David is trying to give the picturesque elocution of. All right, here we go. So he sees them sheep, I done went the whole long way, sheep without a shepherd. And Jesus went up into a mountain, and there, now that mountain may be just a hill, but yeah. All right. And there he sat with his disciples, and Passover feast of the Jews was nigh. So now, the feast, that means it's springtime, because Passover takes place in between March and April. All right, so the details here are giving details of what's taking place, which is why when he tells them to sit down on green grass, there is green grass because we're in what? Springtime. All right. Now, I do this in another illustration. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in. He leadeth me beside what are they beside? The Sea of Galilee. What are they laying down? Green pastures. What did he see the people as? Sheep without a shepherd. Everybody see that? So it's a great illustration of Psalm 23. All right, we're good? Oh, that was good, Reverend. Okay, good. All right, and Jesus went up into a mountain. There he sat with his disciples, and the Passover feast was near. And he received them and began to teach them many things. What did he teach them? He spake unto them about the what? Kingdom of God. And he healed their sick. And he healed them that had need of healing. What is that? Another illustration of what he did. That's what he gave the disciples power to what? To do. So just maybe, the text doesn't say it, but I'm going to give you a conjecture while I would say this. Just maybe it is him doing it, but it's also the disciples doing it. He's just getting credit for it. Like when you hear, oh, this king built this, and this king didn't put a brick down, didn't chisel nothing. but because he oversaw the project, he gets credit for the project. All right, so in this where it says, and he healed them, he had already given his disciples, so you don't think that he's going to sit there and heal everybody. And the disciples are like, oh, man, that's good, man. Thank you. Okay, good. No, they're probably participating in this because they already have power to do it. Here is the problem. Here's the human problem. What did we come over here to do? To get away privately and to sit down. But because you had compassion on them, now we are now now we back on the clock. Now we working again. And we working hard. All right? Now. Yeah, no, he said, let's get away. They were like, listen, we tired. We just got back. We had a long drive. And yeah. Right. Listen, they called you on your day off, Craig. All right, and when the day was now far spent, for evening was approaching, his disciples came unto him. And guess what they said? We tired, hoss. Send them, listen, this is a desert place, and now the time is far past. Send them away, that they may go into the towns and country round about them and lodge and get victuals and buy themselves bread. For they have nothing to eat. I combine all the accounts. They say different things, but that's the whole thing of what they said. It's late. Sun's going down. Shops getting ready to close. Send them so that if they live far, they can go get a hotel, inn, go stay somewhere, go get some food. Hey, y'all done learned now. You done got healed. Revival was good. Then we have some good church. Go on now. They're trying to get Jesus to do it because as long as he's saying, come on, we got this crowd. As long as he's healing and doing all the things, we'll never be able to sit down. Raise your hand if you'll be like the disciples. Listen, why don't we send them on? Like this. Yeah, I can see some of y'all, hey, Jesus, come here. Hey, we really think that the people really need to go home now. You know, they're a little tired. They're a little tired. In other words, somebody trying to be the Jesus whisperer to get him to stop being Jesus. Here's the problem. Jesus is petty and trifling. But Jesus said, they don't need to depart. You give them something to eat. No, that wasn't the plan. They need not depart. Give them to eat. And when Jesus lifted up his eyes and saw the great company coming to him, he says to Philip. Now, why John would call out Philip, I'm going to try to get that in about 10 minutes, within 10 minutes, because I want to be done at 8 o'clock. He says to Philip, where shall we go buy bread that they may eat? You ain't got a problem. Now, if I was Philip, I'd be like, but Jesus, that's what we're trying to tell you. Let them go, man. They got their own money, man. Go on, let them, go on, let. He says then, and this he said to prove him. Here's why you got to be careful in this season. Because some stuff Jesus presented to you to prove you because he already know what he's going to do. Ain't that a mess? I'm on the end of my rope. I'm tired. I'm sick of them, and I really want to sit down, and I'm hungry because I ain't had a chance to eat because that's why we left over there. Remember what the text says? It says people were going, they didn't have time to eat. So he says, let's go over here privately. He's like, yo, man, we're going to have this private dinner. We're going to have a good fish plate. Oh, my God, it's going to be a good crab boil. We get over here as soon as we get off the boat. Heal me, bless me, Jesus, you're great. Oh, I just love y'all so much. Come on, boys, let's go back to work. No! All right, now, this is what he said to prove them. And he knew what he would do, and Philip answered and said, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them. Now, my conjecture is this. How much do you think they had in the treasury? 200 pennyworth, which is pretty much a pennyworth or a denarii is 1 day's wage. So if you have 200 denarii, that pretty much means you have 200 days' wage, which you can just sum up to be a year's worth of salary. If we clear out the account to try to feed all them, it still won't be enough because I know he greedy. Look at their kids. Look at them. They look like they eat a lot. She over there like that, and then you got grandmama and and you know they got to take some back home and they gonna want it to go play. It's not enough for everybody to get some. All right. So what we have is not enough. What happens when Jesus presents you a problem, but you say I don't have enough? He's got to show you that you do. All right. Now, 200 pennyworth is not enough, and they said unto him, shall we go use that to go and give them to eat? And he said, how many loaves have you? Go and see. So he actually sent them to go. How many loaves do y'all have? One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him, there is a lad here which have 5 barley loaves. Now, when we see loaves, y'all think sunbeam. You might want to think Hawaiian Swiss rolls, or you might want to say Triscuits. Y'all remember? Anybody know what a Triscuit is? Yeah, that mess. Now, because they're not big, they're like little small biscuits, like crackers. And here's the thing. In this culture, as I've told you all, your meal is the bread. The fish are like the garnish. Every meal has bread. What kind of bread is this, ladies and gentlemen? Barley. You know the only people that eat barley? Poor people. Because barley is the cheaper bread. It's the Piggly Wiggly stuff. Some folk eat at Trader Joe's. Some people go to Harris Teeter. Some of us go to Food Line. If you don't know about Piggly Wiggly, you don't know about it. Come on, all my Piggly Wiggly folk to know what Piggly Wiggly is. Come on. All right, now, so this is the Piggly Wiggly. This is the store brand. This is the kind where it says this is like $1.25 and that's $3. You're like, well, I must just take this. But it's also kind of bread that kind of break up. You can't get a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it'll break too fast. All right, y'all, sorry, I've lived a great life. All right, here we go. He says to them, now, who found the boy? Andrew. Who knew how much money we had? Philip, right? And he says, there's a lad has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, but what are there's so many? And he said unto bring them to me. All right, now I'm gonna stop there. I'll finish the rest of the reading next week because I still got to get to the rest of it. All right, now what I want to do tonight, but I ran out of time. I want to talk about or deal with or delve into how Philip and Andrew, who are mentioned in the text, and they're only mentioned in John. So John gives a level of details as if he knows these guys and like, yo, we peoples. And the reason is he does. I'm going to my notes so I don't mess this up. All right, now, who are Philip and Andrew? Well, right. They are all, crazy thing is, what town are they in? I'm screaming. Come on, y'all. I thought I worked good. Bethsaida. Guess what Bethsaida means? Fish house. Fish house. All right, now, here's the thing. If I took y'all, turn to John chapter 1, verse 35. John 1, verse 35. And I think I'll be ran out of time. This has been good. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, now, John 1, verse 35. Everybody going there. It's not a multiple account. It's only one account. That's John Yohanan, chapter 1, verse 35. Y'all good online? No, that's not John the Baptist. This is John the Revelator. All right, now, good question. I'm glad you said that. John, who wrote St. John and John 1, John 2, John 3, that's John the Revelator. He also wrote Revelation. John the Baptist is different. John is a common name. All right, so the disciple is John the Revelator. The cousin, the one that did all that, that's John the Baptist. Everybody good? Great question. I'm glad I made it. John the Baptist ain't write no books. No, he ain't write no book, but he did have disciples. Everybody good? All right, now, my lamb. Verse 35. Again, the next day after John stood, this is John the Baptist, stood, how many disciples? 2. How many? 2. All right. And looking upon Jesus as he walked by, he said, behold the Lamb of God. Huh? Now behold the Lamb. All right, here we go now. And the two, Marsha, you hating on my single. And I tell you, I had it. I just had to tune up a little bit. And how many disciples? And the 2 disciples did what? heard him speak, and they followed who? Who are these two disciples of? John. But when they hear him talk about Jesus, they now do what? Follow Jesus. Everybody got it? So that means two of John's disciples now following Jesus. Everybody good? Gucci. Then Jesus turned and saw them following him and said, hey, what y'all looking for? That's the L-dub version. And they said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, Master, where you live? I wish one of y'all asked me where you live. I'd be like, Clover. All right. I can't give you the address yet. You know, I can't, because everybody be like, hey. And sometimes I don't want to be found. All right. And he said unto them, come. And guess what they did? They came and saw where he what? Dwelt. And guess what? Abode with him for the day. For it was about the 10th hour. So it's the afternoon time. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, man, look at this furniture. Oh, I built that. Oh, man, look at this. You know, just, all right, good. All right, now, one of the two which heard John speak followed him was who? So one of John the Baptist's disciples was who? Andrew. Who was the other one? No. Keep reading. No, keep reading. Y'all messing up. All right, now, I did the same thing. Keep reading. All right, so now, one of them was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. So Andrew is related to who? Peter. Everybody got it? All right, now, he first found his own brother, who? Simon. If he was another disciple, he wouldn't have to find him. He finds his brother Simon and says, hey, come on, we have found a Messiah, which is being interpreted to Christ. And he brought him to who? Jesus. So who brought Peter to Jesus? His brother, Andrew. Good. All right. Now, as soon as Jesus sees him, guess what he does? Changes his name. From Peter to what? Cephas, which means what? Stone, which is why we call him Peter, because Petrus, Cephas are correlated. Petrus, Peter, means rock. Cephas, stone. So that's where you got it. All right. So that's where you get Simon Peter. Everybody good? All right. Now, the next day, Jesus would go forth into Galilee and findeth who? And said unto him, do what? All right. And Philip was of, where were we when we the feeding of the 5,000? Y'all getting it now. All right. The city of, so who's from Bethsaida? Andrew, Peter, and Philip. And Philip was of that. All right. And Philip finds who? Nathaniel, which is also Bartholomew, which is two different names. All right. I called out a bunch of names, and y'all didn't write nothing down. Y'all, where am I nerd? All right. You got, You got Andrew, who's the brother of Peter. He goes and gets Peter. The next day, Jesus sees who? Philip, and Philip goes and get what? Nathaniel. So who was the other disciple? No. It's not mentioned, which is a technique of who is writing this book. John never mentions his name in his book. He always mentions, he said, John petted. John would say, the disciple that Jesus loved. His favorite disciple, his beloved disciple. You'll hear, watch this. If you go to the end, when Jesus was resurrected, it says that Peter was running with the disciple that Jesus loved. And it says, but the one that Jesus loved got there first. So it's like, he's that kind of guy where I'm not going to mention my name. I'm just going to make it like I'm anonymous, but I'm petted. All right? So now, the other disciple was John. So Andrew and John were the disciples of John the Baptist. No, he was just with them. Now, if you go to another account, it says that Jesus is walking and sees James and John, the sons of Zebedee. That's that John. And says, come on. And it says they leave everything, even their father, and go follow him. Which, if you read this account and then read that account, it will give you the sense of By the time he gets with them and leaves them, they go back home, but they also tell their father, the rabbi has called us. And so when he passes by, it's like, you know what? All right, hey, listen, peace out, y'all. And they leave. They pretty much walk off their job. Peter and Andrew are also fishermen. They're like partners in business. And so he's going to pass by them. So the person that brings, so let's go through this. Andrew brings Peter. Philip brings Nathaniel. John brings James. And now you got 6 disciples. Everybody got me? Can I give you another twist? You ready? And I'm leaving. I'm out of time. Write James and John down. Write that down. And then connect them with a little line. Connect them with another line. I know. James and John. James and John, they daddy named Zebedee. They probably call him Zeb for short. Zebedee. Z-man, if you want to be cool. Zebedee got a woman. Her name is Salome. S-A-L-O-M-E. That's not the Salome. That's not Herodias' daughter. Now y'all about to get real twisted. Y'all like, wait, you mean to tell me that girl been dancing? No, that's not that. No. No, we know her. No, not that chick is crazy. No, not her. Listen, ain't nobody restless. Somebody need to take a rest. All right, so now, Salome, S-A-L-O-M-E, all right? So Zebedee got a woman named Salome. So John and James' mama is Salome. They daddy is Zebedee. Everybody say, uh-huh. Salome got a sister named Mary. Mary is the mother of Jesus. So technically, y'all ain't going nowhere with me. James and John, hey, cuz, let's go take a trip. All right, dog, we gone. All right, and that's that. All right, so that's the, I feel like I done worked. All right, at least I hope y'all learned something. The New Testament? No. No, Philip is a common name. Mm-hmm. All right, because there's going to be that Philip, then there's another Philip in Acts. There's the Philip that was actually Herod's brother. There's Philip that he just talked to. There's Philip that's in Acts that actually is the one that got the Ethiopian eunuch saved. He also has 4 daughters that are prophets. All right, so there's a lot of these Philips and things going around there. A lot of Johns, you just got to be clear. All right? So now, most of the disciples are related some kind of, like a good portion of them are related some kind of way, or have been in business with each other. I'll try to go, if somebody remind me, I'll try to go through this next week. And I know I'm over time, but it's okay. Praise team, you released. Simon the Zealot is violent. Zealots actually believe in violence is how we're going to take the kingdom back. They actually carry around curved swords. And what they would do is, if they didn't like you, they would let it drop down out of their cloak. They would kill, they would stab you and kill you, and then hide it, and then walk like nothing happened. They can't stand tax collectors. 3, 2, 1. One of the disciples, James and John, I just told you all about, their names are son of Boanerges, which means the sons of thunder, because they got tempers. So pretty much Jesus is walking around with a bunch of hotheads, and half of them don't like each other. Right, yeah, come on, listen. Y'all know they're going to say, hey, cuz, right. All of them from the same area except one. One is from Iscariot, which is not in Galilee. Iscariot, that's Judas. Can you imagine why Jesus would tell them, by this, men going to know you are my disciples by the love you show? Because guess what? If y'all could just get along. James and John, mama be showing up talking about, hey, when you're making your kingdom, make sure my son sit on either side of you. I wish can you imagine your mama show up talking about, give my son special privilege? Like, man, just because that's your aunt don't mean you got to do, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they all, and it's a small town, so everybody knows each other business. And it's just like, woo. And everywhere they go, when Matthew show up, everybody like, oh man, that's that joker that stole, like, oh my. And imagine he's supposed to be laying hands. Don't touch me. You a thief. Get my money back, dog. What is this? Simon the Zealot should be locked up because zealots cause trouble. And trouble in Rome means we got to get rid of you. Oh, it's bad. I'll finish that next week. I don't went too long. This is good. Clap your hands. I enjoyed myself tonight. All right. Now Salome. Salome. All right, here we go. It's good. Man, I get caught up in this good old teaching. All right. 6 million ways to give. Choose one. Thank y'all for those that sow your tithes during the week. On behalf of the finance team, we want to celebrate you for being our covenant members. We really appreciate you for all your faithfulness in the house and the Lord. All right, our announcements are as follow. I got the app because some people be throwing shade when they don't see you acting in the app. I got the app. Now, don't ask me how many steps I got. No. Uh-oh. That thing was going up. Yee. The day ain't over. Well, I'm about close to 1,000. I'm getting up. I walk from here down there. All right, here we go. Make sure you get your steps here. All right, we're trying to be a healthy church. All right, make sure everybody has the app. They're different teams because they're competing against each other. I'm missing some steps because Verizon wasn't acting right. All right, good. Next, teach us to pray. My wife is doing her prayer teaching on this Saturday. All right, good. So this Saturday at 10 a.m., so those that would like to learn how to pray or be more fervent in prayer, it's been a great session. She's been doing this once a month every month. All right. Then also, first Sunday, February 1st in February, we want everybody, all members, we're going to tithe together. That's going to be our tithe. Now, I know, hear me again. If you tithe, keep tithing. Thank you so much. But that's the day we want everybody, even the folk that haven't tithed in 5 years. I want you targeting that day. I'm going to actually tithe one time. We want you keep going, but let's at least get that. All right? Our 13th church anniversary. Woohoo! 13 years. Hey, man, movement is 13 years old, and we're excited about that. February 20th through 22nd, we're excited. It'll be a Friday. And then that Saturday, we're doing a whole day of philanthropy and a whole day of outreach and doing great things here. So stay tuned for all the details that's going to take place. So that's Saturday most time, but we're going to celebrate our church anniversary by blessing our community and doing great things. So we're excited about that. Some great things are happening for us in our community. I wish I could tell you all, but I can't tell it. But it's some good stuff, all right? And then that Sunday, we're asking all members, all my old school folk, y'all know what this is. All members are asked to give $130 celebrating 13 years of ministry and get to that close as you can. You got, now if you put some money aside every week, how many weeks we got? It's 6, 4, 5. Somebody help me out. Come on, Samil, you the accountant, you ought to know how many weeks we got left. 5. So 130 divided by 5 is I was doing good till I closed my eyes. 26. But if you put $26 aside every day, every week, you're going to have it. Now, $26 is what? 2 trips to Starbucks, 1 trip to Chipotle, $26. Now, we spend money on what we want to spend money on. So I'm just trying to break it down for people so they can understand. Even if you're not a member, if you like to sow that $130, we welcome it. Amen. We thank you, especially if you've been watching online a lot. Come on, be a blessing and take part of that. All right. And our last announcement is Jesus is coming back soon. All right. Well, good. That's it, all folks. It's been a great time. Good to see all my folk from Johnson Wells. What it is, what it do. Good to see y'all. Love y'all so much. All right. We'll be able to feed y'all after a while, but we got to get our $130 in, and then we'll be able to feed y'all like that. I know. Yeah, just come on the Wednesday. Let us. Yeah, but we're so glad to see y'all. They brought somebody, too. They brought an extra person. I love it. They brought a car full. That's called evangelism. I love it. All right. Well, good. That's all, folks. Let's stand. Lord, we thank you for tonight. We bless you for your word. We bless you for understanding. We thank you just for the story that you have, for being able to come to Bible study the Bible. Give us safe travel mercies. Lord, those that are outside, Lord, give them warm blankets. Give them, Lord, some place that's warm and safe, God. We're grateful for our homes, but we're also grateful for what you do for others. And keep us until we come again on Sunday. We'll give you praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen, amen, amen. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for being on. See y'all soon. All right, all right.